When you have money that you plan on spending, you keep it in a checking account. When you have money that you want to grow for your future, you invest it in an investment account. And when you have money that you want to save, either for a specific purchase or for an emergency, you keep it in a savings account. Now, there are several different places that you can keep your money if you want to save it. There's traditional savings accounts, there are high interest savings accounts, there's even other interest earning saving vehicles like GICs or guaranteed investment certificates, and now there's a new option, notice savings accounts. You may have noticed that EQ Bank is now offering a brand new notice savings account, and it's one of the first of its kind in Canada, and we're gonna explain more throughout this video. We've been using the EQ Bank personal account for years now. It actually used to be called the EQ Bank Savings Plus account, now it's the personal account, and like I just mentioned, they recently came out with the EQ Bank Notice Savings account. We're actually working with EQ Bank on this video to talk to you guys about exactly what this new account is and how it works. We're really excited to collaborate with them again on our channel. We love working with them, and like we said, we've been using the personal account for years now, so it's very exciting for us. Now, in case you're new to EQ Bank in general, EQ Bank was created in 2016, and it's backed by Equitable Bank, which has been around since 1970. It's the 7th largest Schedule I bank in Canada, and EQ Bank has over 450,000 customers, including us. Now, in this video, we're gonna cover everything that you need to know about the new Notice Savings account, including how it differs from high interest savings accounts, and also when you might want to consider using one.
So let's start off by explaining what a Notice Savings account is. With a typical savings account, including high interest savings accounts, you can deposit money into your account and you can take money out of your account whenever you want to. It's essentially an instant access account, just like how a checking account has instant access to. Notice savings accounts are a little bit different. The account itself is like a regular savings account, meaning that you can put money into it that you want to keep saved, except you just can't access your money instantly once you want to withdraw it. Instead, you have to give notice when you want to withdraw your funds and then wait a specific period of time before you can access your money. Now, in exchange for you giving them notice and allowing the company that you're keeping your money with to take a set period of time to return your money to you, Notice savings accounts typically offer a higher interest rate than other savings accounts, including high interest savings accounts. Now, if you're wondering why you haven't heard about this type of savings account before, you're not alone. EQ Bank's Notice Savings account is actually one of the first ones available in Canada. But they're pretty common in other parts of the world, including the UK and Japan, who've offered these accounts for years. There are a few somewhat similar accounts in Canada, but they aren't available to everyone. They tend to have high minimum balance requirements in order to open the account, so they wouldn't be an option for a lot of people. Now, if we look at EQ Bank's Notice Savings account specifically, they offer two different notice periods, 10 days and 30 days, and you get a better rate based on how far in advance the notice of withdrawal is. I also want to note that the EQ Bank Notice Savings account isn't available in Quebec yet, but until it is, the personal account is available. So keep that in mind if you're in Quebec.
So how does giving notice for withdrawals from an EQ Bank NSA actually work? First, when you open up a Notice Savings account, you choose a notice period of either 10 days or 30 days. Then you get the rate that corresponds to that notice period. You actually can open up one of each if you want to. So in general, you can't have multiple EQ Bank Notice Savings accounts, except you can have one 10-day account and one 30-day account. Then you deposit money into the account and you start earning interest on that money. The interest is earned daily with this account, and you can keep making deposits whenever you'd like to. Now, there are a few different ways to deposit money into your EQ Bank Notice Savings account. You can either transfer your funds instantly from a linked EQ Bank personal account or joint account, or you can transfer the funds from a linked external account with a 5 business day hold. If you're transferring from an EQ Bank personal account or joint account, in the app or online, you can select the transfer option, choose the accounts you want to transfer between, select review, and then submit. Again, this transfer is instant and your money will start earning interest within the Notice Savings account right away. The other thing that I want to mention here is the deposit limit. There's a maximum combined balance limit for your EQ Bank Notice Savings account, US dollar account, and personal account of $200,000 Canadian. Now, there's also a limit of $500,000 Canadian that applies to joint accounts as well. Now, if and when you want to take money out of the account, you can request to withdraw funds at any time. There's no rules around when you can request to withdraw. They're free and unlimited. When you request to withdraw the funds, you'll select where you want the withdrawn funds deposited, either an EQ Bank personal account, joint account, or an externally linked account. Then you'll be able to actually access your withdrawn funds after 10 days or 30 days based on the time period you originally selected. Now, to give you more context on how that works, once your funds are available, they'll be automatically deposited into the account that you selected. Now, what happens if you provide notice to EQ Bank telling them that you want to withdraw money, but then you change your mind? Well, you can cancel your withdrawal before the notice period ends, and you can do this directly in your account from your pending transactions.
One thing that's important to mention is that the EQ Bank Notice Savings Account is eligible for CDIC coverage. CDIC, or the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation, provides deposit insurance for eligible financial institutions and account types, and the Notice Savings Account is on that list. Deposits are insured up to $100,000 per depositor per insured category, meaning that up to $100,000 held within a savings account at EQ Bank will be covered. But keep in mind that this is combined across all of the different savings accounts that you might have there. So if you have an EQ Bank personal account and an EQ Bank Notice Savings account, for example, you would have $100,000 worth of coverage across both accounts. So if you contributed $70,000 to one account and $50,000 to the other account, $100,000 total would be insured, and the other $20,000 would not be.
Another thing that I wanted to make sure we touched on is how the Notice Savings Account can be used. This really is an account geared towards savings, unlike the EQ Bank personal account that combines the features of a checking account and a savings account. With the Notice Savings Account, you can't use it to pay bills, which makes sense because you have to provide notice. You also can't set up pre-authorized debits or credits, deposit checks, or set up direct deposits. Again, if you need an account that allows you to deposit checks or pay bills, any of the things I just mentioned, that's what the EQ Bank personal or joint account is for. So those are some of the times that you might not want to use a Notice Savings Account, but when would you want to use a Notice Savings Account? In general, any money that you want to have saved but don't need immediate access to could be held in a Notice Savings Account. That way you're gaining more interest than you'd potentially have in a high interest savings account, and you can still easily access your money. There's just a waiting period. Now, some examples would be if you're saving up for any big purchases or any short or medium term goals, like a vacation that you plan on taking, a car that you plan on buying, maybe a wedding that you know you'll be paying for, or any just specific items that you know you want to buy. Another example could be specific sinking funds. Like for me, I know that I save up all year long for Christmas gifts that I know I'm going to be buying in December, so I could have that money sit in a Notice Savings Account earning high interest that I have even more money for gifts, and since I know exactly when I'll need to access that money, I can request a withdrawal in advance. Essentially, any money that you keep in savings for something specific, so you'll know exactly when you need that money, so you can have up to 10 to 30 days advance notice, could be kept in a Notice Savings Account. Now, when it comes to your emergency fund, that's a different story. An emergency fund is money that you have set aside in a savings account in case you have a financial emergency. Basically, it's a chunk of money that you don't plan on spending, but is something like a major medical expense or an unexpected car repair, or, and this is the big one, you lose your job and you don't have any income anymore, you can use this money to support yourself. Now, with an emergency fund, you want the money to be accessible because you never know when an emergency might come up. You also might need the money within 24 hours or even instantly, depending on what the emergency is, and that doesn't necessarily align with the Notice Savings Account. Now, one option is to split your emergency fund, holding some of your money in a Notice Savings Account, potentially a 10-day one, and then some money in a personal account, but it's really up to you and your personal feelings and situation. We personally wouldn't keep our entire emergency fund in a Notice Savings Account, but we would use one for other savings.
Now let's compare the Notice Savings Account to other saving account options, starting with the traditional savings account and high interest savings accounts. Now when it comes to the similarities, Notice, traditional, and high interest savings accounts allow you to save money, make deposits whenever you'd like, and other than traditional savings accounts which offer low interest rates, they allow you to earn high interest rates. And I do also want to mention that the EQ Bank Notice Savings Account currently has one of the best rates available in Canada, and it's higher than the base rate of most high interest savings accounts available right now. Now, when it comes to differences, traditional and high interest savings accounts allow you to withdraw money at any time, and Notice Savings accounts require you to provide advance notice for withdrawals. Some traditional and high interest savings accounts also allow you to make transactions from your account, aka some high interest savings account act like a hybrid checking and savings account. Notice savings accounts don't allow you to make transactions from your account. The other difference is that traditional and high interest savings accounts typically offer short-term promo rates that only last for a few months. With the Notice savings account, there are no promo rates. You know that you're getting a great rate at all times without chasing rates or moving your money between accounts. Also, with traditional and high interest savings accounts, sometimes you see different rate tiers. So for example, let's say you save $10,000, you get one rate, and if you save between $10,000 to $20,000, you get a higher rate, and so on and so forth. With the EQ Bank Notice Savings Account, the same great rate is offered to all customers regardless of how much money they have in their account. Lastly, let's compare them to Guaranteed Investment Certificates, aka GICs. When it comes to the similarities, you're most likely receiving a great interest rate in exchange for keeping your money in a GIC, and a notice savings account. Now, when it comes to the differences, the notice savings account offers more flexibility because even though you have to provide advance notice, you can access your money at any time, and you can receive your funds within 10 or 30 days. With GICs, your money is locked in for a predetermined length of time, and you can't access your money until that period is up. Sometimes GIC agreements will allow you to access your money early, but you'll have to pay some sort of penalty fee.
We hope that answered all of your questions about the new EQ Bank Notice Savings Account. Now, if you have any other questions or thoughts, ask away in the comments below and we'll make sure that we answer them there. In general, this is an exciting new account option that can be used instead of or together with a high interest savings account, and especially considering that it has no fees, we're really happy that it's here. If you want to open an account, check out the link on screen and in the description box below, and a big thank you again to EQ Bank for working with us on this video.